This might look like a pile of leaves. Me, 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 me. Hi! Feeling crafty? Cause today we're making leaf bunting. My name's Kaz and I run a small art and craft business called Little Moonseed. Ta-da! I feel like I should be wearing it. Oh, actually. And it is the first thing that I'm making for my Market Revamp for 2026. You just need some white material that you don't need anymore, an old sheet like I use. You'll need some crappy paint or paint that you don't need anymore or want anymore. Grab your mum's sewing machine like I did. Thanks, Mum. Let's get crafty. Hey.
So we are going to need some things for this. So first thing we need is, of course, material. This is just an old sheet. I've just taken the elastic off. Not going to use it anymore. So we're going to paint on it instead. We need some containers, some paints. These are just simple, cheap acrylic paints. Nothing special. Not that great, but they will be perfect for this. If you want to make it last and if you want to make sure that you can put it in the washing machine, then probably best to use fabric paints. Follow the instructions from the manufacturer to make sure that you set it at the right temperatures with your iron. Most important. So, but we're just going to use acrylic paints. We also need a paintbrush, or you can use your hands, or you can put it in a squirty bottle and do that. And we also need some water. And of course, I'm doing this outside so that it doesn't get really messy, because I know me. But anyway, I have got a towel underneath. So let's start. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we're going to wet our material a little bit. This is where it gets messy and fun. Okay, that's a lot. You just don't want it too wet, but wet enough so that all the colour runs really nicely into the fabric. I'm just going to put down this towel. It doesn't matter if I get paint on the table, because I already have got paint on the table, but I don't want the material to get all mucky, really, is what I'm saying. Let's put some paint in these containers. Yellow, there's going to be most of. Red. Green. One thing about this is you never know how it's going to turn out. I don't mind a little bit of extra yellow in that. Alright, let's put these aside, and we're going to start with green since the paintbrush is in there. There's our wet sheet. Just going to freeform, go in with some yellow. Do this as loosely as possible. This is a great thing for kids to do, actually. You could actually ask the kids to help you. So the amount of fabric you need covered depends on how long you want this bunting to be. I figure every leaf is going to be about the size of my hand, and I need 2 sides. So let's say if I need 5 leaves, I've done 1, 2, 3. So I've done about 3 so far. But of course, what is a bunting with 5 leaves? Oh, I kind of really like it. Unless you just want to make them all green and yellow, try and make some spaces more yellow, so that way that you can gradient the leaves from summer to autumn. We've done our green and yellow. Now we need to do our red and yellow. Excuse me. Actually, let's just check out the paintbrush for a second. It's so much more fun. I did not think of that before. It's so great. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that's great. That's got such good fun. Just kind of, it's drying out a little bit because it's quite warm out here. Just keep putting water in it. Feels like it's easier and harder. I don't know. You'll just have to try it and see. It's definitely more fun. Probably if I stuck it down to the table. All right, I'm going to try a little different red now. We're just going to have to go more red. What we need now is strips of fabric to hang your bunting with. I've made mine about 10 centimeters, but you can make them much thicker. I think I should have made them thicker. And we're just going to dye them in colors to match the leaves. So you need enough strips for your length of bunting. I can hear the Mr. Whippy van. Ding, 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 ding. So I finished. This is all I'm going to do right now. And that's the green and yellow. It's pretty cool. I like it. We have to wait for it to dry, and then we're going to start cutting it up and sewing it into our bunting. So the first thing we need is a template. I'm using a very basic liquid amber leaf. Where I raised my kids, there was a lot of liquid amber trees, and they're really beautiful, and they're always just so amazing in autumn when all the leaves change color, and it was just so beautiful. So I want to do that. I'm going to take a little bit of creative license. So I'm going to take the basic shape. Literally don't know how this is going to work, and you know what, I'm actually not the best sewer in the world, but I like to play. These really do look like fire leaves. It's just going to be very freaking cool. Everywhere I go, I always make a mess. Why is that? It seems that this has turned into way more than I expected it to. So what do you reckon? Maybe we have that go up there, that goes there, that goes there. More organic kind of. Let me have some tea. I'm going to think about this. Let's just cut it out. Cut it out. And let's see if we have to do it again. We'll do it again. If there's any sewers out there, I deeply apologize, but I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, so I want to get at least 15 leaves for like a 3 meter long space. Because my store will be 3 meters long, right? Let's measure that out in steps. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I need that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 15. So if I can get at least 7 out of this piece of material, then I will be happy. Let's try, because that's what we need to do. I know there's so many more easy ways to do this, you guys, but I don't have the tools for that kind of malarkey. All right, I'm going to just kind of lightly pin this together. So let us cut this out. Hello, Future Kaz here. So I just used a straight stitch to go around the sides of the leaf. You can use zigzag if you want to, but just for the look of it, I use straight stitch. You don't have to have that much seam allowance around the outside, just a little bit, just to keep them together and from fraying and coming apart, really. Alright, ready, go. So you may notice pencil lines where I'm sewing. Because this is on bunting, you probably won't see them from a distance. You could also put the pencil lines on the other side so that they don't get seen. The other thing is, when I come to making cloaks with these little leaves of mine, so I'll be using permaset, which is a fabric paint, and that means they can be washed and everything, and I'll also be using a marker that will come out in the wash. So there is a possibility for you as well. We have one leaf. Yay! Another 15 to go. Alright, put those two pieces together. I'm just going to snip that bit off. It's going to make it a bit easier for me. And you know what? We can use that patchwork bit for another bit. Okay, so this is what we've ended up with. I made a couple of little errors. This is what happens when you're tired and you've been sewing the same thing over and over and over. That's okay. No one is actually going to notice it, and if they do, it doesn't matter. I love the colours. It's so pretty. And that's the back. See how we patchworked it? Can't even really tell. So you can use all your scraps, all your scrap bits. Here's one I did yesterday that's patchy as well. So you can't really tell, and also it's gonna be at the back. So we need to snippy snippy snip. Things made with love take longer because your heart's in it. I know this takes a long time and it seems like a bit frivolous and a waste of time, and I mean, it might not to you, but in my head, the way I was brought up, this is a waste of time because no one's going to wear it. No one's really going to see it, but I will. And, you know, my creative life means so much to me that I think it's worth it to put as much of yourself as you can, to be as much of yourself as you can. That's what this year is going to all be about, and I hope for you too. Don't shy away from who you are, from what you love, from what you're passionate about. Just keep going. Even if you can't see results right now, even if people judge you, even if you're scared, living your creative life can only help everybody, because you're being true to yourself, and that is a big thing. Okay, the other thing I want to know is any ideas for all these little bits, because I don't want to chuck them away, and I've sucked up so many with the vacuum cleaner this morning, and I feel bad because I just think they could be really great. What I'm thinking of is if I cut them even smaller, tiny pieces, that maybe I can put them in recycled paper. Let me know in the comments if you want to know how to make recycled paper with these little bits in it. It actually could work. All right, saving. We're saving them now. More things I'm saving. Yay! I watched Playful in Australia. It's a kids show, and they had this thing called the useful box, where you open the useful box if you needed anything. There was like scraps of paper, glue, there was sticky tape, there were old toilet rolls, feathers, fur. I think my life is one big useful box. There we go. Pretty happy with that. 7 leaves. I reckon I could make a dress already. Or a little tiny skirt. No, let's not do that. Stick to task, Kaz. Stick to task. Now for the green ones. Ready? Yes. Okay, all done. My goodness, they look so freaking great. I love them. All of the leaves. What do you think, Obi? I think I made a mess. Tomorrow we assemble. Now, you ready to go for a walk? Okay. So almost at the end. So we need to join them together. Sen vi so. Now you see that hasn't been, that's not exact, but it's not going to matter because we're just tucking it over. Remember that most people are going to see this from a very long way away. And we have a very long piece. That one, that one, that one, that one, and then the brightest one at the end. Let's find our middle part. That is a good start. In the middle, and we'll pin that. Because we have 7 green, 7 amber. There.
we need at least getting some rain today. I can't believe it. Middle of summer. I love summer rain. Dancing with you. No, not doing it. Okay, so that's the middle there. I'm thinking about 20 centimetres. It's a bit close really, isn't it? Let's go 20. Let's go 23. Hard to put needles through. It's okay. Persistence is key. Right. Okay, after a series of getting pricked by these pins, because this is actually quite thick, so it's really hard to get any pins in. I've tried all of them that I have. Anyway, so we started in the middle. And I worked out that 23 was the best. So I put one pin in, and then I came up with an ingenious idea after pricking myself a million times to use these very tiny pegs that I have in my possession. So we have pegged it. I've managed to get all of the leaves on. With this amount of tail at the end, which will be perfect to hang on the cloth. The one with the most orange into the darkest. Really do like that patchwork one, that's very cool. So I ran out of pegs, so I'm going to have to stab myself again. Oh yay! Hi, Future Kaz here again. I did think of something that I thought maybe I should have done differently. Instead of just the stem holding on to the ties, if you put maybe the tips of the top leaves into the tie as well, it'd probably stabilize it, because I'm thinking, will it blow around in the wind too much? Time will tell. Maybe I should let it blow in the wind like leaves do. Anyway, just a thought. Alright, because I really want this to be strong and tight, I'm going to reverse over it a couple of times. guess the big test is, what's it going to look like when I hang it up?
We are done. What do you think? I love it. I just think it's the coolest thing to do with leftover bits of material and paint, and you can do so many things with them. I'm using mine for markets, but they'd be really great for like woodland-themed bedrooms, birthdays, or even medieval weddings. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let me know if you make some bunting too, because it is heaps of fun. In the next video, I'll show you how to make an air dry clay leaf. Have an amazing day.